Sleeping Dogs was one of the most unique open world games ever made. A gritty, cinematic dive into the criminal underworld of Hong Kong. It had everything: martial arts combat, undercover cop drama, and a world bursting with life. But despite critical acclaim and a loyal fan base, we never got Sleeping Dogs 2. Today, we're looking at why that happened. Sleeping Dogs is an action-adventure video game developed by United Front Games and published by Square Enix. Originally released in 2012, set in a fictionalized version of contemporary Hong Kong, the game follows protagonist Wei Shen, an undercover police officer infiltrating the Triads, a powerful Chinese criminal organization. This narrative blends open-world exploration with intense martial arts combat, drawing inspiration from films like Internal Affairs and the Yakuza series, which influenced its cultural authenticity and street-level storytelling. The game's significance lies in its departure from typical Western open-world formulas by emphasizing Hong Kong's vibrant urban landscape, Cantonese dialogue, and themes of loyalty and identity. Sleeping Dogs originated as a sequel to Activision's True Crime series, specifically True Crime Hong Kong, which was greenlit in 2007 but faced cancellation in 2011 due to creative differences and budget concerns. After cancellation, Square Enix acquired publishing rights, excluding the True Crime IP, for $1, not the full ownership. United Front Games, a Vancouver-based studio founded in 2006, acquired the IP and rebranded it as Sleeping Dogs to distance it from the True Crime legacy, allowing for a fresh market approach. The development team, comprising around 100 members, collaborated with Hong Kong consultants to ensure cultural accuracy, including motion-captured martial arts sequences performed by local stunt performers. Development emphasized a dense, culturally rich open world over expansive scale, distinguishing it from contemporaries like GTA 4. The team collaborated with Square Enix London Studios, drawing inspiration from Batman Arkham Asylum and Just Cause 2 for combat and traversal. Production spanned for 4 years, with significant iteration on the combat system to blend free-flow mechanics from Batman Arkham Asylum with authentic Kung Fu styles like Wing Chun and Muay Thai. Sleeping Dogs received generally favorable reviews, averaging 80 on Metacritic across platforms. Critics lauded its melee combat system, which integrated environmental takedowns and Arkham Asylum fluidity. The Hong Kong setting was a standout, praised for authenticity and vibrancy, with dense urban districts like Temple Street Night Market and Aberdeen Harbour, evoking a lived-in atmosphere. Gameplay innovated on open-world norms by prioritizing narrative immersion over sheer size. Wei Shen's dual life as a cop and Triad member created moral tension. Initial sales reached 1.5 million units by September 2012. But for Square Enix, it was labeled as a disappointment. Square Enix aimed for blockbuster sales to offset development costs, but Sleeping Dogs faced stiff competition from GTA 5, which sold around 11.2 million copies in its first day. So yeah, it's a rough comparison to live up to, but in all fairness, GTA has legacy. GTA 5 is the fifth installment of a great game series. Unfortunately, Sleeping Dogs is just the first of a series, well, what could have been a series. But it is how the cookie crumbles sometimes, and that's just unfortunate. However, that wasn't the end of the road for Sleeping Dogs. In October 2013, UFG teased a sequel for Sleeping Dogs 2. Leaked documents from early 2013 reveal an ambitious Sleeping Dogs 2 pitch involving dual protagonists, Wei Shen and his partner Henry Fang, branching narratives, mobile integration for police management, which is a dumb idea, but in all fairness, I guess at that time, all games on developers or publishers were trying to integrate mobile gaming into the games we play on PC. And they were just not having luck because they couldn't figure out what exactly they wanted to do. And well, we have a bunch of half-baked ideas of integrating mobile stuff, which they never committed to either way, so it is pointless. It was a pointless thing, but I guess that was a trend at the time because mobile gaming was beginning to pop off. Either way, Square Enix rejected this for a low-risk free-to-play approach, citing financial concerns after Sleeping Dogs' modest sales, which is around 2 million units around the time, but it is below expectations for a AAA title. This spin-off was called Triad Wars. It is a cool name. Positioned as an action RPG with MMO elements, diverging from Sleeping Dogs' single-player focus, instead, players built criminal empires through base management, turf raids, and resource gathering. However, the spin-off did retain core mechanics like hand-to-hand combat and driving, but emphasizing indirect PvP via automated defenses and NPC-populated raids. Whatever that means, I think it just means you're never actually competing with players in a PvP setting. It's just like, I guess, a player would set up a pre-made base and AI would control that base in defense. And I guess the attacking player would be controlling their character. I don't know. I don't really understand the idea of the game. Realistically, it's probably too ambitious. It probably was trying to copy off of GTA 5's online popularity, but it didn't. Whatever. Upon reveal, Triad Wars faced immediate backlash for abandoning Sleeping Dogs' single-player strengths. Fans expected a narrative sequel with Wei Shen, but received an online free-to-play game focused on grinding and raids against AI proxies. Dumbest thing ever. Lacking direct multiplayer interaction. What was the point of online then? Announced in September 2014 as a free-to-play PC title, the game entered closed beta in February 2015 but never reached full release, shutting down on January 20th, 2016. The project's failure not only cancelled Triad Wars but contributed to UFG's shutdown in October of 2016, leaving the Sleeping Dogs intellectual property dormant despite its cult following. Triad Wars' failure highlights publisher-developer misalignment. Square Enix's free-to-play mandate ignored fan demand for a single-player sequel, prioritizing monetization over narrative fidelity. Sleeping Dogs profoundly shaped the open-world genre by introducing a seamless fusion of martial arts melee combat with vehicular exploration, influencing titles like the Yakuza series and Watch Dogs. In Yakuza 0, developer Ryuga Gotoku's studio adopted similar street brawling mechanics with environmental interactions, crediting Sleeping Dogs for inspiring heat-based combat escalation systems that rewarded aggressive playstyles. This is evident in Yakuza's QTE finishers mirroring Wei Shen's face-focused takedowns. Sleeping Dogs also influenced Shenmue 3's open-world structure emphasizing detailed Asian cityscapes and revenge-driven stories, as Yu Suzuki cited its atmospheric density in crowdfunding pitches, which I will probably get to a Shenmue 3 commentary or a video, because I've got some things to say about that game, and it's some things to say. In my opinion, Sleeping Dogs 2 is a game that would have done extremely well commercially if a sequel had been released, mainly because there was a core fan base that existed due to the first game, as great as it was. Unfortunately, Square Enix wasn't willing to take the gamble and decided to go for a safer bet of a free-to-play MMO, which ended up failing because neither the developers nor Square Enix truly believed in that vision, leading to a massive flop and a waste of resources without even officially releasing. The lack of Sleeping Dogs 2 stems from financial shortfalls, studio closure, and Square Enix's strategic pivot. Despite its legacy as an innovative open-world title, market demands and corporate decisions halted its continuation. Sleeping Dogs endures as a testament to untapped potential in gaming's competitive landscape. It is a story of what could have been, a game that had the heart, the style, and the foundation for greatness. But corporate caution and financial expectations killed its future before it had a chance. If Sleeping Dog 2 ever released, I think it would have thrived, because the fan base was already there. For now, it remains one of gaming's greatest what-ifs, a hidden gem that deserved a sequel. But did you even enjoy Sleeping Dogs? Have you ever played Sleeping Dogs? What are your fondest memories of Sleeping Dogs? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.